Right now by former Democratic presidential candidate and former House Majority Leader Dick Gephardt. Sir, good to see you. How are you?
Great to see you, Maria.
Thanks so much for joining us, Dick. So give me your assessment of what's going on so far in this campaign.
Well, I don't have any wisdom beyond the conventional wisdom. I think it's going to be a Sanders and a Trump night. But you never know. New Hampshire really is independent, as people have always said, and you just have to wait and see how the people vote. And I think a lot of people are going to vote.
Yeah, is it interesting to you to see Kasich coming on strong? I mean, it's a very small sampling, and you're right, you know, it is Trump and Sanders being talked about as the front runners there. But, I mean, the level of surprises, you know, keeps increasing.
No, it really does. I think the dynamic on the Republican side that you got to look at is that there's still just a lot of candidates. And so that has to be winnowed out. I don't know if that'll happen tonight or later on down the road, but that really, there's a clump of candidates, and you just don't know who's going to come out in that. On the other side, you know, I think Bernie Sanders has been working in that state for a long time, and I think he's going to come out well. But then it goes south, and I think with the more diverse audience, I think Hillary Clinton is going to come to the fore. That's my thought.
Congressman, you look at Dagan McDowell, you look at all the candidates. Is there anything that they're lacking? Because a lot of them, both on the Democratic side and the Republican side, they very often come across like they're grumpy. I know that they're tired, but do you see, like, if you could give them advice, you said that, you know, you're step back and seeing them the way that we are. Would you give them advice?
Well, I think the hard thing to do, you know, you're doing 8 events a day, you're getting no sleep, you're worried about the reaction in the media and among voters. And I think the only way to get through it is to be positive and to be happy and to realize that this, no, I'm serious, that this is a great opportunity that you've been afforded. This is a fabulous country. The people of this country are the best ever in the world, and you should just look at it as a great opportunity with gratitude in your heart for the ability to do this.
Congressman,
you're right.
You've been through this grinder of New Hampshire. Can you reflect on the lessons that you learned from your experiences there, and what happens after New Hampshire? How does it set the stage for the rest of the campaign?
Well, something really good to look at here is, you know, in '88 I won Iowa and then came in second in New Hampshire behind Governor Dukakis from Massachusetts, and so I thought that was really good to come in second place, and then went out to South Dakota and I was able to win that. So I was looking at Super Tuesday as a real opportunity to kind of get the nomination, and then we had the unfortunate happenstance of running out of money. And so I couldn't even operate the campaign much after that. I think some of these candidates today are not going to face that problem because you've got the outside PAC money that we didn't have back in those days. And so you're going to maybe see more candidates be able to persist even if they aren't winning in Super Tuesday or events before Super Tuesday.
So are you saying all this money in campaigns is a good thing, that if you had had access to that money, you actually might have had a better chance to take the nomination in the presidency? Should there be more free-flowing money in presidential campaigns?
You know, it's an age-old subject. We've talked about it forever. As long as the Constitution allows free speech and the Supreme Court interprets that the way it does,
right,
you're not going to change it. So it is what it is. You just got to go with it and make it work under whatever the rules are.
What do you think about Mike Bloomberg joining this race? He's confirming now to the FT that he's actually considering a presidential bid. What's the impact?
I have great respect for him. He did a great job as mayor of the city of New York. I have trouble understanding the math on the Electoral College for his kind of a candidacy. Now, maybe he sees something I don't. I haven't studied it closely. He certainly is a good candidate. He's a serious candidate. He would be well funded, obviously, but it's hard as a third party. We've seen it a number of times. Ross Perot, others have tried it. It's really hard to do, but you never know. You're in a world with surprises today.
Yeah. Well,
could he get in and win at least enough states to prevent anyone from getting all the electoral votes you need to win the presidency?
That's also
outright?
possible. You could have nobody with 270, which is what you need for the Electoral College. Then you go to the House of Representatives. Who knows what happens there? You know, when I was in the House and Democratic leader, a couple of times when we saw close elections where we thought nobody might get to the magic number, we looked at those possibilities.
Yeah.
It'll be a pretty strange process,
you know,
I can tell you that.
When you were leader, I mean, you would actually get together with people on the other side and have a coffee, have a beer, and talk things out. What happened? I mean, the two sides hate each other today. They can't get any work done.
Yeah, we go through phases, I think, in the country, and we've been through these phases before. The recession was really a bad recession, and in my view, it's still going on for a lot of people in the United States. They tended to send angry people to represent them because they're angry, and so that's had a big impact on it. But at the end of the day, people just have to respect one another and listen to one another and try to find those threads that you can put through 218 people in the House, 60 people in the Senate, get a majority to do something.
Yeah. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great to see you.
We'll see you soon. Dick Gephardt there.